Yo, yo, yo. Wow, this is weird. 2 appearances in 1 week. Let me make sure that we're going live on every single platform on the internet that exists on the internet.
We we live. We live. If we live, make sure you liking the videos.
We are live. Okay, cool. All right, as you can see, the thumbnail, the banner, the NBA has released the opening week schedule. So, we've already talked about, Ron already talked about on Tuesday, October 22nd. That's Knicks, Celtics, Timberwolves, Lakers. I don't remember if you said this, Ron, when you were going over that, but I have a complaint about opening night.
What's that, JD?
Would you like to take a stab at what I'm going to complain about?
I'm assuming it has something to do with Luka Doncic.
Why is the best player in the world not playing opening night? Not only is he not playing opening night, he's not playing until Wednesday. Thursday. So it goes Tuesday,
Maybe
Wednesday,
he's not the best
Thursday,
player in the
Friday,
world.
Saturday. Please. It's clear as day that Adam Silver and the NBA are trying to push Anthony Edwards as the face of the NBA here. Because why are the Timberwolves playing on opening night? Somebody please tell me.
Yeah, we'll get into this, but Anthony Edwards is, apologies everybody, I'm at an international airport, but Anthony Edwards is playing on opening night. He's playing on MLK Day. He's playing on Christmas. He's playing on literally every major holiday. So it is clear as day that Anthony Edwards is the person that's getting pushed in this new schedule. You could see it. The NBA wants Anthony Edwards to be prime time throughout this whole season.
Tell everyone in the background, Ron, to quit talking.
Yo, shut up.
At the airport, that's crazy. Okay, so yeah, we already talked about opening night, so let's get into the rest of the week. So Wednesday, October 23rd, this is the day after opening night. We have the Milwaukee Bucks versus the 76ers. This is a great primetime matchup. You have, obviously, Giannis Antetokounmpo against Joel Embiid, coming off a gold medal in the U.S. Olympics. Shout out to Joel Embiid. And then he also received recognition from Cameroon for winning the gold medal too, which is pretty dope.
It was.
That's pretty dope that they did that for him.
Even though he kind of stabbed Cameroon in the back, but this is the time or the place for that. Shout out to Joel Embiid for getting his recognition in Cameroon for being a USA Olympian. Proceed, JD.
And then game 2 of that night. So the first game, that's at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Second game, 10 p.m. Eastern. That is the Phoenix Suns and the Los Angeles Clippers. Do we think Kawhi Leonard's going to play?
I expect Kawhi to be there. He could have played in the Olympics this summer. So I expect Kawhi to be there. I expect KD to be there, Devin Booker, James Harden. It'll be a solid game. Maybe not the best, but I'm not mad at that as an opening week game.
Could he have played in the Olympics?
He could have low managed.
Shout out to Alan R with the super chat. He said JD Cook and W Luka. That's what I'm saying. Yo, shout out to everybody else who is tuned in across all the other platforms: TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We see you guys. Thank you for taking time out of your day to come hang out and listen to us talk about the opening week schedule. All right, so that Suns Clippers matchup, honestly, I could not care less about that one. I just really don't care about the Clippers anymore. They've just really bummed me out. Thursday, October 24th. All right, here's where we get good. We got Victor Wembanyama versus Luka Doncic. Spurs, Mavs.
Like it. I'm liking it. A good old Texas matchup. Hey, they call that they call that a good old road rivalry where you drive to the other team. You don't gotta even fly there. That's how close you are. In-state rivalry, in-division rivalry. You got a top 5 player in Luka, top 3 player. So I'm gonna say the best. And then you got a guy like Luke or like Wemby who is essentially coming for the crown. I love this. This is gonna be a matchup going forward that we should see every single season.
Yeah, I think that they did a good job there. Shout out to Mars for mentioning he couldn't hear me on TikTok. I accidentally had my mic muted over there, but we're good everywhere else. We should. Bob Bob said that the Spurs are going to kick their ass. I disagree. I think Mavs by 20. Okay. Hopefully, TikTok, you can hear me now. OKC and Denver Nuggets, game 2 of that night.
You got to like that. You got to love it. 2 teams that finished at the top of the conference last year, and you expect both of those teams to be very competitive this year. I think Denver might have took a step back. OKC has taken a step forward, but you got the champions from 2 years ago versus a potential team that can win a championship this year. You can't be mad at that. Luka versus SGA, that's prime time. That's prime time. You got 2 NBA superstars.
Thursday is going to be a good day. Friday's going to be a good day too. Friday we have the Pacers versus the Knicks. That'll be fun.
Hey, y'all notice the rivalry now. Pacers and the Knicks is officially back a rivalry simply because Halliburton's better than Brunson. And New York Knicks fans are delusional, and the Pacers packed them up last year, but the Knicks also have had one of the better off seasons of the year, so this should be a very, very good game. I can't wait to see that. Y'all know I'm going to be tuned in. If we on playback, y'all come watch that one.
Noah on TikTok said, whoa, and Noah, I agree. Hallie better than Brunson, that's hilarious. Yes, Noah, I agree. We're hearing top tier.
One got a gold medal, one doesn't.
Oh my God.
One made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, one didn't. But that's not the argument of today. We are talking about the opening schedule, and I think that's a brilliant game from the NBA, getting a rivalry on there. Shout out the NBA. They got.
You're lucky. You're lucky we have a lot to talk about, Ron, because we could have spent about 15 minutes on that one. Okay. Game 2 on Friday night. We have the Phoenix Suns, Los Angeles Lakers. That'll be great. Kevin Durant versus LeBron James. Devin Booker versus whoever else is on that team. I don't even know who's on the Lakers anymore, Ron.
Russell.
Is D'Angelo Russell still on LA?
Yes.
Wow.
Anthony Davis. Respect Anthony Davis, too.
AD. Okay, and, LeBron and AD.
Gabe Vincent.
Oh, nice. Nice. All right. Tapping in with the chats here. Okay, cool. Saturday, this is the last day of this week that we have games. We have a triple header here. We have the Los Angeles Clippers, Denver Nuggets. Again, I do not care about the Clippers at all.
Orlando. I think that's not the best matchup, but it could potentially be a good game, but I'm not really looking forward to it.
Don't care, honestly. This one I'm excited about, considering Ja Morant's probably my second favorite player in the NBA right now. We have the Memphis Grizzlies going up against the Orlando Magic, who, man, Paolo and Franz Wagner, 2 young, exciting two young, exciting players that anyone should be excited to watch step on the basketball court. And also shout out Paolo from Seattle. So hometown repping.
When I see this game, I just think fireworks. We're going to see a lot. It's going to be a 4th of July show. I cannot wait for this game.
I just can't wait to see Ja Morant step back on the floor, bro. I miss watching him. I always compare him to like the excitement that I got growing up watching Vince Carter. That's kind of what he brings for me today. So I'm looking forward to that one. And then shout out to Big Ox on Saturday, closing the night out. We have the Kings versus the Lakers.
I like it. I like it. You got, once again, you got a West Coast matchup. You got a divisional matchup. And then you got 2 teams that I expect to be competitive. Sacramento a little more than the Lakers, but 2 teams that also got a lot to prove because last year their seasons didn't go as well as they should have. You put them in the opening week to cap off the opening week. I think that's a good week. I'm not mad at the NBA for what they did in the opening week. Keep in mind, everything that he just read off, this is the opening week schedule. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we get to start the season off with. I can't wait. I'm going to be tuned in to each and every one of these games, and I think you should be too.
Shout out to Chris Diaz in the chat on TikTok. He said, what episode of Player's Choice did JD come back? I was on the panel yesterday. Go tap in, watch that episode if you have not. All right, moving on to Rivals Week. Ron, are you ready?
Yeah, let me go ahead and throw this on the screen right now.
Please do.
See, this is the Rivals Week schedule. I'm going to make it a little smaller so you guys can see it. This is what we got for Rivals Week. I'm extremely excited about this. As you can see, this is January 21st is the first date. And on that day, we have the Sixers not the Sixers, I'm sorry. We have the Knicks and the Nets, a good old New York rivalry. JD, you can't really go wrong with that, right?
No, I like it. I don't know who the Nets have anymore.
They don't have anybody. This
Yeah.
is just a matchup of two New York teams. The
Yeah,
Nets are going to get
basketball in New
Listen,
York. That's great. Cool.
hey, the worst words you can think of. That's what's going to happen. But moving along, we have the Sixers and the Nuggets in NBA. Adam Silver, I love you guys for this. Let me put myself on the big screen. I love you guys for this because we get Joel Embiid versus Nikola Jokic, one of the better rivalries in the game right now. The two best centers, two of the better players, two top 3 players in the league, if you ask me. And this is beautiful. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, heavyweight matchup for sure. Embiid versus Jokic. Anytime they're going up against each other, I'm tapped in for sure.
Moving along, we got the Western Conference Finals matchup from last year. The Mavericks and the Wolves. Anthony Edwards, who the NBA is clearly pushing, versus Luka Doncic, who it doesn't matter who's pushing him, he's pushing himself. This matchup speaks for itself. We don't have to talk about it. They just had a grueling series last year, so we get to see that again. That's amazing. Moving along, we got 2 Northern California teams. This is Wednesday, January 22nd. Sacramento versus the Golden State Warriors. We know that they are right down the street. This is a subway series, as they would say in New York. And they're right down the street. You know, this rivalry speaks for itself. We don't have to too much talk about that. JD, how are you feeling about these 2 games?
I like both of them. I don't think I even mentioned this for opening week. They left the Warriors out of opening week.
The Warriors left themselves out.
Oh, okay.
Okay. It's the end of a dynasty, JD. I'm gonna just put it that way.
Tough.
Moving along to Thursday of Rivals Week, and it's funny that the NBA is really doing a Rivals Week because next we have Jimmy Butler in the Miami Heat versus Giannis Antetokounmpo in the Milwaukee Bucks. These teams have faced in the playoffs a couple times. This is a nasty East Coast matchup, and I like it because these are 2 hard-nosed teams. And then the next game on Thursday, January 23rd, we have probably the biggest and best and most historic rivalry in NBA history, the Boston Celtics versus the Los Angeles Lakers. Now, this is a game that I would think that the NBA would probably make the last game of Rivals Week or the first game of Rivals Week, but we get it on a Thursday night, and, well, I'm just happy to have it.
Yeah, classic matchup. Boston Celtics, Lakers, longest standing rivalry in NBA history. Really quick, just shout out to TikTok, Chaz. Appreciate you. Kobe for the win, bang. He said Lakers will beat the Celtics in 2025. It's written in the stars.
Okay, like in the championship, in the preseason, or in this Rivals Week game? You got to clarify that.
Yeah, that's the assumption that I'm going with is the
or will
championship.
They beat them, or will they beat them in your 2K association, Kobe?
Wild.
I'm just asking questions, Kobe. I'm not trying to dish you. I'm just asking questions. But moving along, we got Friday, January 24th, the New Orleans Pelicans versus the Memphis Grizzlies in NBA. You guys are feeding families with this Friday night matchup right here. You really are. You got guns versus buns.
Oh, my God.
Zion versus Ja. Two South Carolina guys, but also two young teams with firepower. I'm very high on both of these teams being very competitive this year. I think they can both be top 4 seeds in the West, and the NBA just really got this right. Shout out Guns and Buns for real. And then last but not least, before we get out of here, we got to talk about this Saturday triple header, JD. You want to go ahead and reel this off?
We got the Nuggets versus the Timberwolves in game 1. That's going to be dope. Celtics, Mavs, of course, NBA Finals rematch. That will be fun. And then you got Lakers, Warriors to close out the night. LeBron versus Steph. I feel like that's going to be a fun game, even though the Warriors are pretty depleted.
Yeah, I mean, NBA had to end on LeBron and Steph. Like, it makes sense. And then obviously the game before that, this is the game that I think they should have ended on. But at the same time, remember that NBA has to base things based on time schedules or time areas and where people are at, stuff like that. You know, obviously LA and Golden State, they're on the West Coast, so they have to play the later game. Boston's an East Coast team. Dallas, they're a down south team. So it makes sense that they put LeBron versus Steph after that. But you got a rematch of the NBA Finals. Can't be mad at that. JT versus Luka. That should be beautiful. Jaylen Brown versus Kyrie. That should be wonderful once again. And then once again, and this was the opening week matchup. You had the Nuggets and the Wolves. I'm not mad at that. They played in the playoffs. We seen what happened. So we get to run that back one more time.
Do we have a Christmas game schedule? No.
We do have a Christmas game schedule. You want to see
We
that,
do?
JD? Yeah,
I would love
wanna
to see that. I'd love to see that.
Let me go ahead and throw this up here for you.
I don't know if I've seen that yet.
Well, while we're doing that, I'm gonna just throw up this because I gotta pull it up. I'm gonna throw up this MLK Day schedule. And JD, with you being 3% black, you let me know if this is black enough for you for MLK Day.
Why would you say that?
JD, you all right.
Holy shit.
Just letting the people know what you really rep and who you really are. MLK Day, January 20th. This is what we got. You want to talk about it, JD?
Starting the day off with the Mavs, so it's already a great day. Dallas Mavericks, Charlotte Hornets, LaMelo Ball, Luka Doncic. That'll be fun. That'll be exciting. T-Wolves, Grizzlies. That's going to be a good game. Hey, the Grizzlies should actually be like a top 5, top 6 team in the Western Conference this year.
Yeah, I mean, they have everything that it takes right now. They have young guns. They have superstars with Ja Morant, or if y'all don't want to say he's a superstar, he's definitely a star. They got the defensive player of the year, 2 of them, Marcus Smart, Jaren Jackson Jr. They got snipers. They got everything that you need. They just drafted the biggest player in the NBA, Zach Edey. So I'm high on the Grizzlies right now.
Bob said the Warriors might be better than the Lakers. That's kind of crazy. Moving on. Okay, we got to end the night. We have Boston Celtics, Golden State Warriors. Dope. So far, I'm not mad at these schedules.
Yeah,
with the exception of opening night.
Yeah, so I like Anthony Edwards. Like, it doesn't get more MLK Day-ish than Anthony Edwards versus Ja Morant. I like what they did there. Now, for the last game, Jason Tatum versus Steph Curry, it's MLK Day. I don't think they should have put 2 light-skinned dudes up there. I think they could have went, like, I don't know. They could have at least picked Kevin Durant and Zion, like, or LeBron versus Joel. I don't know, but, hey, NBA, do what you got to do, I suppose. And then Luka and LaMelo, I don't think Martin Luther King is happy about that, but NBA is going to be a good game, and I'm going to be happy to see that. Moving on, though, to Christmas Day. Let me go ahead and throw this on the screen for you, JD. And we'll talk about these Christmas Day games, and then, ladies and gentlemen, we will see you guys on the next breaking. But while you're here, make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure you follow us on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, Y, and Z. And now this is the Christmas Day schedule, JD. How are you feeling about this?
Oh, dope. Okay, already love that we're starting off with the Spurs Knicks. I know that the Spurs didn't do that great last year, but you're tuning in for Victor Wembanyama. Any game that he's playing that's against a team like the New York Knicks, any of those top teams in the NBA, it's just exciting to see what is Victor Wembanyama going to do against these guys. So kicking off strong with that game. Then you got the Wolves, Mavs again. Great. I'm going to love watching these guys battle all season long.
JD, you could clearly see they're pushing this rivalry. Like they want this to be a rivalry.
They want it to be a rivalry so bad, and rightfully so. Honestly, so long as you have Luka Doncic and Anthony Edwards on opposite sides of each other, I mean, 2 top young guys in the NBA. Like, why not? I'm all for it.
But JD, it's a rivalry though. Like, whenever you put 2 dudes that good and that competitive on the floor at the same time, the rivalry is gonna form itself naturally. So if they keep doing that, this is going to be a rivalry. They've seen each other in the playoffs. They're seeing each other on 3 different major days during the year. By next playoffs, if they see each other again, you guys can go ahead and stamp it. We got Minnesota Timberwolves and the Dallas Mavericks as a rivalry for the foreseeable future.
You can also thank Rudy Gobert for a little bit of that too, because of the trash talking that was going back and forth between Rudy, Luka, and whoever else he was John at. But
hey, Rudy better leave Luka alone.
Yeah, if he wants to win, he should. Moving on, we got the Sixers, Celtics. That will be fun. That's a great game in the middle of the day or the middle of the schedule for Christmas Day. Lakers Warriors, again, they're going to try and put Steph and LeBron on the screen at the same time on these big days as much as possible. They're just going to maximize viewership and revenue on these days. And closing the night out, you got the Nuggets Suns, which to close the night out, sure, I guess. I think you probably could have closed the night out with the Mavs T-Wolves or the Celtics Sixers, but
or maybe you can get Giannis on this day. Maybe I don't know. Maybe the best player in the NBA can play. Don't at me, y'all.
He is. He's playing at 2:30 Eastern, right there. So he'll be there.
Right.
Anyway, that's everything, right? That's all the schedules.
That's it. And also too, why is Trae Young not on any of these games? You know what, NBA, I'm gonna sign a petition, and I'm gonna get it over to you guys. And you know what, we're gonna be watching the EuroLeague. Okay, that's what we're gonna do.
Oh, Jalen Salas. Hopefully, I'm pronouncing your name wrong. I apologize if I'm butchering it. He said Westbrook versus KD. I forgot that Westbrook's a Nugget now. Ooh, I like this now. I like it a little more. I like it a little more. All right, cool. All right, dope.
Add some storylines to it.
As Ron said, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow on all of the platforms. We're going to try and be breaking anything and everything we can when we can. So if you don't want to miss anything breaking, make sure you turn those notifications on as well every time we go live or post a video, and you won't miss out. Ron, do you have any closing remarks?
Catch flights, not feelings.
All right, peace out.
You gonna end it? Or we gonna keep going?